Alright, this is probably going to be going up really late on Sunday, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, just because I've been really busy today. I woke up really late because I've been having troubles going to sleep lately, so I've been waking up a little too late sometimes, and that was just kind of one of those days. I was like, hey, it's Sunday, I don't really want to be up early, nor do I have to be up early, so yeah, just woke up really late, then had something come up, and family stuff. Normally Sundays I go over to my parents, and yeah, came back, then had to do stuff with my family, GF and kids, so yeah, you know the whole spiel and all that shenanigery. But yeah, this is going up really late on Sunday. Match should be going up sometime on Monday if I get around to narrating it tonight. It depends what kind of mood I'm in, honestly. So yeah, que pasa YouTube? Have for y'all today the team builder for week number 4 of the BBL, where we are taking on Ultraplayer, coach of the Philadelphia Soldu. And Ultra's a very interesting person, I suppose. He's a pretty solid player, although sometimes I feel like he can be hit or miss, and I'm hoping that this matchup he'll be missing, so we can hopefully pull out another W. If you're wondering why we have new team members, I did upload a video going over my trades and transactions on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was Friday. I didn't upload Saturday because what I had planned fell through, and just it's whatever. So yeah, went over why we have these new mons now. So yeah, we get to try out our new mons here potentially for week number 4. And looking at the matchup, Ultra has some kind of scary teams. Oh, his channel link and stuff will be down below too. Check him out. He does upload just about, not every day, I mean, like he uploads every week. He does post calm though, but he's a pretty solid player, so check him out if you want to. And going into this match, his Greninja is actually Ash Greninja, which is kind of scary, but I feel like the big issue with Grash Ninja, yeah, Ash Greninja, is that it kind of really has a difficult time actually getting Battle Bond activated. And what I mean by that is that it needs to secure a KO before it can even turn into its actual scary offensive form. So the thing about that is that if it never gets the Battle Bond off, it's not going to be doing as much damage as it would be in worst case scenario, essentially. So the way I wanted to go around with my team was that I don't want him to ever just freely get the chance to turn into Ashgrin without being extremely punished for it. So that was definitely something I took into consideration this match. Actually, I want to give a quick shout out to my front office homies. DeGrafey, Aaron, and Shuckle King were the 3 that gave me a bit of input for this matchup. But yeah, Ashgrin is annoying if its form changes. Xerneas, of course, is Xerneas. It learns fighting coverage, so Registeel 100% has to come to this match. But if it's choice, it's a little bit easier to deal with. If it's life orbed, it's not fast, which is fine with me. And if it's not defensive, then it just dies. So I'll take that. Another really annoying mon in this matchup could potentially be Licky. I don't have any fighting Pokemon on my squad, although I do have some hard-hitting mons that definitely can come in handy to pressure it. It's just Licky could be really annoying depending on how things go. He's got a nice Volturn core between Manchow and Manectric. I do expect both of them just because they are kind of annoying. If they don't come, awesome. If they come, then we should be able to deal with them accordingly. Gligar is probably kind of in the same boat as Uxie in this matchup. I don't think he brings Uxie and Gligar, honestly. I really feel like they do more or less the same thing. They both can get up rocks. They both can pivot around. I guess Gligar can roost and U-turn, but Uxie in itself is still really, really fat. And then between Dragology, Mega Abomasnow, and Registeel, I mean Regirock, sorry, I don't think those 3 really come to this match. Like, they don't necessarily have the best matchup, and even if they do come, they're extremely slow and extremely weak to most of my offense, so that is something I will gladly take advantage of. And then Scizor is kind of up in the air on whether or not he wants to bring it. I really don't know what kind of Scizor set he would have if he were to bring it, but if he does bring it, then if I can figure out what it is, it shouldn't be a big issue. So the way I'm going to be doing this team builder is going to be a little bit different. As you can see here, I'm not showing everything for any of my mons, and I remember I did this before in GBA, and that is because I definitely believe that Ultra is going to be an opponent that we can very well play in playoffs potentially. So I don't want to give away everything I didn't show, because we could have some pretty nice techs that we can bring to a potential playoff game. So yeah, first off, we have a Shanks, aka Mega Mewtwo Y. Offensive 3 attacks, basically hits the entirety of his squad. 4 attacks, also puts in a lot of work. Honestly, the last move could have pretty much been absolutely anything. Like literally could have been like Calm Mind, Recover, Disable, I guess, Substitute even. Could have gone with some type of offensive move, I suppose. Maybe even something like Reflect to help against Scizor, Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, I guess. Like literally anything could have been the final move. The speed EVs allow us to outspeed regular Greninja before its Battle Bond activates, and that's only if he's running max speed, which realistically I don't think he should be running max speed on Battle Bond Greninja. That just doesn't make much sense to me, even though yeah, Greninja doesn't necessarily have a lot of bulk. He can just drop the speed down because he already doesn't outspeed my Mewtwo Y as it is anyways. So yeah, put some special attack EVs, could have gone like defense, HP, as well as some SPDEF, just because there's not really much investment that Mewtwo needs in this case, since it just about 2-hit KOs absolutely everything on his team except for I guess like Uxie, but Shadow Ball still does good damage to it. I could even run Toxic for it potentially. Calm Mind would allow me to deal with it a little bit easier. If I'm sub and he doesn't have something like U-turn or Foul Play, then he never breaks my substitute. I don't know why I thought this got knockoff for some reason. Am I thinking Uxie? I don't know. I mean, yeah, like Calm Mind could have helped deal with it. Shadow Ball still hits it. Signal Beam also could have been a potential bring on our final move slot here, but just offensive Mewtwo Y can really pressure Ultra's team regardless of what 60 brings. Everything is going to get pretty much smacked around by at least these 3 moves and potentially another offensive move as well. So our next team member is going to be Kaido, aka Garchomp here, and I really don't mind if he knows my exact attack investment, because obviously you can see my HP at 116. Then I think it's like pretty easy to say, oh hey, he's gonna come on max H, the rest in attack, I suppose. So realistically, we only really need speed for what's it called, Xerneas, and I think it's pretty obvious that I'm gonna be trying to outspeed Xerneas with Garchomp, so I can hit it before it hits me if it's not Choice Scarfed. Yache Berry is really nice because this basically ensures that if I'm healthy enough, I will not let Greninja activate its Battle Bond freely at all. I'm pretty sure I still live like a Z Hydro Pump, and then I live a modest Choice Specs Ice Beam from full HP, which is absolutely amazing because Earthquake does a really nice chunk of damage to Greninja, basically to the point where I can just revenge kill it pretty easily, and that in itself is great. So if I can get up rocks, punish Greninja, I think that would be amazing. The last move can just really be whatever I need to help support my team. Even like Swords Dance, I could go Dragon Claw to have a secondary stab option. I could go Stone Edge or even Rock Tomb maybe for some type of speed control. But yeah, tank Yache Garchomp I thought was a really good bring this match, just because it does act as a lure. Plus this also helps me against Manectric. If I can lure Manectric, it basically gets bodied by an Earthquake, which in itself would be absolutely amazing. So our next team member is going to be Capone Beji, aka Registeel, and this Registeel set was very cool. The idea behind this was that this can just about stop, well, almost stop, I should say, any kind of Xerneas variant. So that would limit how scary it truly was. Chopo Berry is there obviously because if he's something like Life Orb, the Focus Blast, or Life Orb Close Combat, it does do really good damage, but if he's Close Combat, he gets down to -1, and Iron Head is doing a really solid chunk of damage to him. My last move could have been something like Thunder Wave, Toxic, what else? Like a secondary offensive move as well. Maybe Earthquake, Curse, I suppose. Amnesia would be kind of crazy. Counter would be pretty cool if I did expect them to be close combat. Maybe like Hidden Power Ice. I don't know if that does more damage to Gligar. I guess maybe like Fire Punch or HP Fire for Scizor and Abomasnow. Some crazy like Zap Cannon too. I don't know, man. I've seen a Zap Cannon Mega Alakazam way too much in team draft leagues. So like DPL and Clash of Kings, I've seen at least 3 or 4, honestly, Zap Cannon Mega Alakazams, and it's still baffling to me. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, honestly. So I guess I could have brought that potentially, but yeah, the defense and some def just ensures that we can easily live guaranteed 2 hits from the Xerneas. We can also still tank 2 hits from the Greninja, and in return potentially punish it with whatever our last move might have been, and then we can also punish other things as well. So this set I think was pretty good. The EV spread I guess I could have kept concealed, but I mean it's fine. It's really not that big of an issue, I suppose, because he can just check the calcs and see how much damage everything was doing to me and eventually get a good idea of it. But I'll probably switch things up if we do play in playoffs. If we don't, then it's really not that big of an issue. So our next team member is going to be Boa Hancock making her debut, and Serperior is actually pretty important in this battle. This thing does so many things in just one Pokemon, and because of that Assault Vest, it really helps us do those things even better. So this can, in theory, 1v1 Licky, Xerneas, and Gligar. Not all in the same game, but it can 1v1 the one that I needed to, and potentially still beat one of the other ones as well, or at least cripple it by going for the knockoff, which in itself is absolutely amazing. Like, look at his team. He really does not have a good answer to Serperior once I get boosted, and because of the Assault Vest, this is able to allow me to always live 1 hit from Greninja if I need to, and in return just murder it with a Leaf Storm. I always take Moonblast from Xerneas, and then if he drops my special attack, I'm hitting him with a +1 Leaf Storm, and then I'm going to be +3 the next turn, and I think at that point I pretty much 2-hit KO, unless he's like a 50% berry, I suppose, with a lot of HP investment, which I'm really not concerned about. But yeah, that was basically the idea behind the set, is that I want this to tank hits from his especially offensive Mons, and then in return I can punish at least hopefully 2 Mons. I can at least knock 1 out and then punish the second one, or even get a second KO, and that in itself would be absolutely amazing. So we are running enough speed for the Manchow and the Manectric, so being able to outspeed those in itself is very beneficial to us. Knockoff is really crucial because getting rid of items or scouting out for Z moves in general, or getting rid of like Choice Scarfs, maybe Life Orbs, Choice Bands, I don't know, would also be really handy for us. HP Fire, of course, punishes the Scizor and the Mega Abomasnow, which, I mean, I guess it could come, but I guess maybe one or the other come. I wouldn't expect both to come, but we'll see how things go. Either way, though, the rest was just put into our special attack, so we can always guarantee doing really good damage after +2. Essentially, 1 Leaf Storm into a +2 Leaf Storm does about 80% min to at least the bulkiest thing that he has. So that's why I'm like, well, this can easily just break through his fat, or just beat something 1v1 that I needed to beat, and that is absolutely amazing. So yeah, hoping that Serperior here puts in work on her debut. And moving on to our next team member, we have Jimbei here, aka Qwilfish. I have really been loving Qwilfish, dude. I did not think I would like Qwilfish as much as I have been enjoying it, honestly, and it's such a dope Pokemon. I really want to use this again in a future draft, honestly. But yeah, Qwilfish is really nice because this, along with Garchomp, gives me a nice hazard stacking core. I know he does have 3 defoggers actually, but if either of his 3 defoggers bring defog, that means they're not set up, they don't have momentum, or they don't have coverage for something. Well, I guess in Xerneas' case it doesn't have momentum in general. Well, I don't know why you would give up U-turn, I guess, on Scizor. Basically, if Scizor has defog, it's not set up. Gligar may have defog but not momentum, and then Xerneas, if it does have defog, it doesn't have potential setup. So that is something I will gladly take. And we are running almost max speed, enough speed I believe to outspeed Scizor if it's adamant. or I think I might have gone enough to outspeed Jolly. I don't remember. I shifted these EVs around, honestly, but I mean, I could easily run enough speed for Jolly Scizor if I really wanted to, so I don't really care. But this creep also helps us to outspeed something like Uxie. I think if it's running no speed at all, we also outspeed Gligar if it has no speed at all, and then I think we also outspeed Abomasnow regardless, so that's pretty nice. Ice Beam is actually really nice because this does at least like 40-ish% to Gligar, and that's with the Eviolite. If I knock off Gligar's Eviolite, Ice Beam does like 60-70%, I think, which is kind of insane. Around that, it might be less, I don't know, but it does a really good chunk of damage to Gligar, which is absolutely amazing. This can also help me take Moonblast from the Xerneas and Hydro Pumps from Greninja, although both of them can learn Psychic coverage, and Xerneas even learns Thunderbolt, so I guess I need to be a little bit careful around those two, but it's really not that big of an issue. My final move, again, could have honestly just been pretty much anything. Could have gone Poison Jab, Taunt, Explosion, T-Spikes if I really wanted. I don't know, what else? Thunder Wave, I suppose. Pain Split even. Wouldn't have been entirely too bad. Haze actually doesn't sound that bad to stop Scizor potentially. But yeah, fourth move is just whatever I really need it to be. But physical Qwilfish, in my opinion, didn't make much sense this matchup, just because he has a lot of physically defensive mons in general, and Qwilfish is already not even doing that much damage. Plus, if I did run a status move, I can always status things like Xerneas and Greninja without really having to worry about them entirely too much afterwards. So yeah, Jinbei had a pretty good matchup here as opposed to Azumarill, in my opinion. So our final team member is going to be Alolan Persian. Now, I don't think this is the correct spread or the correct moveset at all. And I don't know what I think I wanted this to be Choice Scarf. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was going to be Choice Scarfed. And the idea behind it was that this as a Scarfer is actually really not that bad if you think about it. Like between Knockoff, Gunk Shot, I hit just about everything, and then my final move could have been like Foul Play or even Play Rough, honestly. Play Rough hitting Mienshao and Greninja, and then Foul Play acting as a potential backup check to something like a Swords Dance Scizor, potentially. But I only really needed enough speed for the Mienshao and the Manectric, and then the rest could have gone into either my HP, my attack, my defense. I don't think this is the correct EV spread I was meant to have, but it's really not that big of an issue, I suppose. So yeah, Parting Shot of course is very important. Unfortunately, Regirock does stop me from Parting Shotting, but if he brings Regirock, then I don't know why he would. Like, I have two water types. I have a ground type, a grass type, a steel type. I have a psychic type that can easily learn Aura Sphere or run Focus Blast if I really wanted it to. So yeah, Regirock is like the least of my concerns, honestly, going into this match. So I feel like Parting Shot is still pretty nice to have regardless of any type of momentum. I think I almost went U-turn over Parting Shot, which I guess realistically I could go U-turn potentially if I am worried about Regirock that much, but I really don't expect it to come, honestly. So yeah, I didn't expect it at all, so it's really not that big of an issue. But yeah, guys, that is going to be our squad for week number 4 here. I apologize if this was like really vague, but I'm pretty sure we might be playing Ultra in the playoffs, so I apologize about that. But yeah, match should be going up on Monday eventually. I think we agreed on 2 p.m. I'll try and get it up at 2 p.m., but no promises. Eastern time, but no promises. So yeah, check them out. Channel link and stuff down below. Hit that thumbs up button. Apologize for no graphics. You know what's been going on. And I will see you all tomorrow. Later, everybody.
Because my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping.